100th day! Okay, guys, today we're reading Me, Dan, and the Dragonfly. Written by
Andrea
Tori
Balsara.
Illustrated by Terry Pye.
No, Trevor Pye.
I look like an old guy because of 100 days at school. But when this playlist gets 100 videos, we're going to celebrate reading 100 books if we have 100 books. So yeah, goodbye, guys. Me, Dan, and the Dragonfly.
I moved slowly along the river bank. Dragonflies flew over my head. I climbed down the bank carefully, trying to make my legs step over a branch. I have an illness called cerebral palsy, and I cannot move fast. When I got to the river, I lifted up a leaf. Dragonfly eggs are sometimes under leaves. If I was really lucky, I'd see one. Read.
A dragonfly landed on my shoulder.
On my shoulder. Stop.
On my shoulder. I tried to not move.
Not to move.
Its body was as big as my little finger. Its big eyes stared at me.
I stared back.
Then I heard something in the bushes coming towards me. It was Dan. I tried to hide behind a bush, too late.
Hey, Smelly. It's Shelly, I said. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting. I'm sorry, Smelly. That's not nice, hey? Dan walked over. He put his face close to mine. I see you have a friend, Smelly, he said. He pointed to the dragonfly on my shoulder. Suddenly, he grabbed the dragonfly by wing. Stop it! I cried. I didn't read.
Oh no!
I know.
Dan jumped onto a rock in the river. He jumped to another and then landed on a big rock. The dragonfly buzzed in his hand. Let it go, please, I said. I stepped slowly onto the first rock. My leg felt weak. Come on, leg, I said. Just move. Come on. I made it to the second rock. My arms waved as I tried to keep my balance.
Poor girl, huh? Watch this, Dan said. He pinched the dragonfly over the wing between his thumb and finger. The dragonfly hung like a shirt on a clothesline. No! I screamed. I tried to grab the dragonfly, but my left leg slipped and I fell into the water. Dan laughed. You can't even jump, he said. But then Dan slipped. The dragonfly zipped away and then crashed into the river. Yeah, I screamed. Dan sat up, blinking at me from under his wet hair.
I pushed myself up and sloshed back to the bank. I was really wet, but the dragonfly had got away. Smelly, Dan called after me. He was still sitting in the water. I didn't look at him.
Is it nice to call someone smelly?
No.
So don't do that, yeah? Smelly, I'm talking to you. Suddenly I thought of all the years I had been teased and laughed at being for different. My name is Shelly, I roared. Shelly! Don't you ever forget it. Dan stared at me. I could hardly believe it. I had stood up for myself and I felt good.
Mommy, if I do this?
Yep, really good. Now I read.
Dan started to get up, then fell back down. Shelly, I can't get up. I think I hurt my knee.
Dan was flopping around like the dragonfly he'd almost killed. Too bad, I said, and started to climb up the bank. The water is really cold, he said. I stopped and looked at him. He was shivering. He tried to get up again, but he couldn't. This was the chance I had waited for. I would leave him there. He would learn that he never should have teased me or the dragonfly. I did read.
But I knew I had to help. I went back.
Waited?
waded back into the water. It was getting harder for me to move my leg. I was getting cold too. I put an arm under his and pulled him up out of the water. We limped over to the bank and up to the slope.
Dan looked like a wet rag. Thanks, Shelley. That's okay, I said.
Suddenly a dragonfly flew over. It flew around us and landed on Dan's finger. I was about to shoo it away when Dan carefully put up his hand. They stared at each other for a minute. Then Dan blinked and the dragonfly zoomed away. Dan turned to me and smiled. I helped Dan slowly walk to his house.
The end.